Hey, what's up guys? So in today's video, I'm actually challenging myself to see what's the cheapest PC I can build in 2023, ranging from new to used parts. So let's see where I find these parts and what's the cheapest PC build I can build in 2023. Alright guys, so the first part for the build is actually the motherboard, and I actually got this on OfferUp. And I spent, if I remember correctly, about $50. And I know buying parts from OfferUp kind of seems like a scary deal, but honestly, it's worth it if you hit the right deal and get the right price. So make sure you're always haggling down and get the best price for those used parts. Alright guys, so the next part in the build is actually going to be the CPU. And just like the motherboard, I got this on OfferUp, and I paid about $80. This was actually in a pre-built. I got in a PC for about $550, so deducting what parts I used and sold, this goes about for $80. So time for the next part. Alright guys, so the next part in the build is actually going to be the RAM, and I spent about $40 on 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3200 megahertz RAM, and of course on the GoAted app, OfferUp. I'm telling you guys need to go haggle and get them deals on OfferUp. Don't be scared of those used parts. Alright guys, so the next part in the build is actually going to be the graphics card, and I have a little story about this card. So I was actually going to trade a MacBook I fixed and some cash on top for this graphics card, but when the guy came, he actually told me he was having troubles with his PC. So I actually helped him fix his PC, and he gave me it for a free trade, pure trade, and I actually got that MacBook out of a fucking trash can. So turn trash into treasure, right? Let's go. Alright guys, so the next part is the fans. I actually got these RGB fans from a friend for free. And this CPU cooler, stock cooler, I actually got from OfferUp for $10. And now we have the power supply. This, I actually found two PCs outside, fully functional without hard drives, and this power supply was in there, so free. Alright guys, so the next part we need is actually going to be storage. I have a 256 SSD that I got for about $15, and a 1 terabyte HDD that I got for $10, and all on OfferUp. I'm telling you, do not lack on OfferUp. Alright guys, so the last part of the build is actually going to be the case, and I found this case for about $30 on OfferUp. The only little thing wrong about it is this little dust cover is messed up, but who's gonna see the dust cover? So now it's time to get building this baby. Alright guys, now that we have all the parts ready, I know it might seem scary to build a PC or even buy parts from OfferUp, but honestly, I've been on OfferUp since about 2016 and I've had no issues. Sometimes I do, but that's on me. But let's get into building this, alright? Let's go. Alright, so this is me actually building the PC. I've never done a fucking commentary before, so holy shit if it's bad, my fault. And honestly, I thought this build was going to go so smooth. I've built many PCs before, you know, I am the tech guy, but I honestly had some issues booting this PC for the first time, and I did not know what the fuck was going on. Wow, look how I put on those fans. Fucking perfect. I've never seen anyone put on fans like that. Okay, anyways, it did not boot. As you see here, I start freaking out. I'm twisting my fingers for good luck and nothing. And I was fucking freaking out. I didn't know what it is, what it was. And it actually was, when I was putting it in the case, the motherboard wasn't fully seating the GPU, so it wasn't booting at all. And yeah, back to the video. Alright guys, so the PC is finally fully built. I went ahead and set it up, got some drivers, got some games, and before I get into the benchmark, let's go over the part list now. For the parts, for CPU, we actually have the Ryzen 5 5600G. For the motherboard, we have a Phantom Gaming 4 motherboard. For the RAM, we have 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3200 megahertz RAM. For the power supply, we have a 650 watt power supply, and for storage, we have a 256 SSD and a 1 terabyte hard drive. And honestly, about this case, I don't know what the case is or where it's from, but I found it on OfferUp for $30. And if that does not scream budget, then I really know what else does. So now let's get into the benchmarking and see what this beast can handle. Alright guys, this is the website I personally use called Can You Run It, and it lets you know the minimum score and recommended. Minimum is 100 as you see here, and recommended is 91. And for building a budget build, that's actually pretty good. We're gonna check out some major games and see how they run. Red Dead 2 runs 100% fine, and we're gonna look at other titles, overview, pretty decent view. I think we should try something newer. Let's check. Hogwarts Legacy runs at minimum, but not recommended. Let's get into the next game. Alright, this is Minecraft. I don't know why it looks so shit. It did not look this shit when I was recording it. But average frames at stock settings were 100 plus, 120 plus with some major dips. Maybe because I was recording, but other than that, ran pretty smooth. Also running a mod pack, so do it with what you will. Alright, back to the video. Alright guys, that concludes the build. I honestly did not do that much testing. If you want to see me benchmark it, test it further, then let me know down in the comments. But other than that, this is a build I built in 2023 for around $300 or less. I'll put the exact price here. And honestly, if you're second guessing building from used parts like apps from OfferUp and Mercari and stuff like that, honestly, I wouldn't stress about it, and I would honestly have a go at it. It worked out pretty good if you ask me. So yeah, that'll be the end of this video. Peace.